We're back with another episode. We're back with another episode of Britt Says. And yeah, if you guys are watching on YouTube, you can see I look a little crazy. My eyes have been getting like really puffy. So my face is looking chunky. This week I'll be 32 weeks pregnant, so yeah, it's like I'm going through the changes like crazy. So I didn't want to get too crazy with the makeup because like my eyes are swelling. I don't want to put like eyelashes on it and eyeshadow and just make the situation worse. But I was like, let me come up here regardless because I gotta do what I gotta do, or whatever the case may be. So yeah, the lighting looks a little crazy because my ring light is not working. I don't know why. It's just, this week is just, I don't know, but whatever. So yeah, that's my week. So, well, my day. What did I do this week? Did I do anything unique this week? I don't think so. No, not really. Thinking of eyes, I went in, got me some glasses and some contacts. Especially because this eye is like really bothering me. So I had just, you know, I got my eye exam for the DMV so I could do it online and stuff like that. And that's it. This week was blah. Nothing special. August is going by really quick to me, which I'm excited about because then I can meet my baby quicker than usual. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the week. I don't got too much to talk about this week. And let's jump into the topic. So this week I'm picking a pretty, I think it's a good topic, but what's the word? I don't know. Like it's about karma. We're talking karma. And why did I want to talk about karma? Because I feel like something happened. I think I was talking about karma with someone or something. Not like karma. Oh, I was talking about it with Femi. We was talking about like how, you know, just things just happening to people. It was the Ellen thing. And then we was just talking about like, you know, like people making poor decisions and things catching up with people and whatever the case would be. But yeah, it's I forgot why it was brought up, but I was like, oh, this is a good podcast topic. Whatever the case may be. So let's jump into the topic. So first of all, karma. What is karma? Karma is a common topic that is discussed. Some people believe in it, some people don't. It is discussed in different religions. It's a common topic of discussion. I am someone who definitely believes in karma. It's in the Bible. What you reap is what you sow. You heard the term, what goes around comes around. What else? There's so many terms, you know, that resonates with karma. And the reason why I want to talk about it, because I feel like right now a lot of things are going on, like I spoke about last week, and I feel like a lot of it is probably aligned with karma. You know what I'm saying? Meaning like, we were talking about stuff being intentional. Maybe a lot of these people did things, you know, that, you know, they shouldn't do. And another reason why I want to speak about karma is because it aligns with other topics. And when I say it aligns with other topics, I mean like, for instance, you know, this season we talked about being passive aggressive and things like that. But I want to say, like, for instance, not everything, and we talk about that too, you know, get in tune with Britt Says, period. Just get into what Britt Says. Listen to season 3. It'll be tagged in the description box below. But not everything is a means of you to argue and be nasty and be disgusting. Like I feel like a lot of stuff, like, you know, like with Ellen, she had I heard she had 18 seasons, 17 or 18. I'm not sure. You know, a lot of things catches up with people. A lot of people only like, well, at least for me, I feel like people only tell people who do really bad things that everything catches up with them. Like, people who sell drugs and who kill, who run the streets, they always say you only gonna end up either dead or in jail or whatever. Like, basically everything gonna catch up with you. But I think a lot of people don't realize that, like, even little things catch up with you as well. Like, for real, like, you could get caught up in something and not even, you know, be privy to it. Like, a lot of stuff could catch up with you at any moment, like at any moment. And I say that because I feel like a lot of people have a tendency to feel like they gotta play tough all the time. They gotta always have the last word. They gotta always have something smart to say, you know, like being a smart ass. It's two different types of smart ass though. It's like smart ass, you can be a smart ass when like, let me give a good example. Like, being a smart ass, I don't know. Like, you could be a good smart ass and a bad smart ass. Like, it's people who always just got something smart to say. And I feel like people think that those things are like small things, and they're not small things, because sometimes, you know, you being a smart ass could really hurt someone's feelings, or, you know, you could really tear somebody down, make somebody feel hurt, make somebody go home and cry, or whatever the case may be, or make somebody think about things that they didn't want to think about, or whatever the case may be. And now you got karma on your head. And I do think karma can be that intricate. A lot of people don't think it could be that intricate. I do. I believe that, you know, you can get karma from all ends, you know what I'm saying? So for me, I feel like people who don't like to argue, or who, you know, who have a tendency to probably be passive aggressive, or who let things slide often, I think it's a somewhat of a beauty in that. Like, you can't do it all the time, but yeah, when you out in the street, is it needed for you to argue with this person, or be nasty, or be rude at work, or always have some smart shit to say? I don't think so. I think everything is not a means of an argument, because karma is a bitch. You feel me? Like, I was even scared to talk about this damn topic, because I'm like, shit, is there anything I've ever done to somebody or something and karma finna catch up with my black ass? You feel me? Like, I feel like a lot of times we allow a lot of shit to get to us and don't realize that these things are gonna catch up with us. Does that make sense? Like, even the small things. Like, I think we pay attention to a lot of the big things, and the big things are important. Like, obviously, if you steal or you kill, karma gonna catch up with you. That's like, I think that's the most common thing we're taught. Like, but a lot of people don't even pay attention to, like, real stealing. Like, I think that people be like, oh, if you steal, karma gonna get you, and they're not thinking about even just stealing somebody's artwork, or stealing, well, that's a big one, stealing money. Like, some people probably steal money from their family, or steal money from, you can still stealing money from the workplace. Obviously, that's gonna catch up with you. But, like, just stealing from the church or some shit, or stealing from, you know, a non-profit and shit like that. Like, those things catch up with you. Killing, I don't know nobody who killed nobody, and I hope I don't. But, you know, like, we gotta be privy and pay attention to these things that we do. Like, we was just talking about that. I'm like, no matter what, no matter how you flip and fry the diet, karma is discussed, even if they don't use the word karma. And I believe in it. You know, I've lived to see, I think, karma play out on other people and myself. Like, sometimes if I'm be like rude to my mother, something bad happened to me. Or, like, I don't know, I might do something and then, like, I don't know, things will happen, you know. And it's funny too, because I feel like a lot of people, like, also, like, bad things that happen to us in our life, and we won't even look at it. Our first reaction might not be that it was karma. A lot of us feel like, oh, it was the universe, it was God did this to me so that I could learn A, B, C, and D. And that's true. But also, did you think about some shit you did the other day and why this might have happened to you? I think a lot of us don't like to look at the bad. Like, maybe that happened to you because you did some foul shit the other day, like blase blase blah, like, or you know, like I feel like we all, like when bad things happen, we just, or some people too, they're mad cocky. Oh, this happened to me. Good, bad things always happen to good people. Who the fuck said you was a good person? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like we never really, like, look at what did I do. Okay, some people do that. They be like, what did I do to deserve this? But we say it and we don't mean it. I feel like people say stuff, but we don't really mean it when we say, what did I do to deserve this? Or whatever the case may be. Like, did you really try to figure out? Like, maybe you... I don't like to say you deserved it, but you know what I mean when I say that. Like, I feel like we kind of don't pay attention to those things. And, is karma a bad thing? And when I ask that question, I mean, like, how can I explain? Is it a bad thing to have on your head? Well, yeah, you don't want to, you don't know how karma might get you back. Shit. Can you avoid it? We're not perfect. None of us are perfect. So, I mean, you might have a bad day and slip up. I don't know. I don't know. Is it always warranted? And when I say warranted, meaning like you can't always be nice. Like, some people deserve to get cursed the fuck out. Like, dead ass. Like, you might have to ruin a day, and like, you might go overboard, you might violate, you might say some wild wicked shit like for no reason to them, or whatever the case may be, and now you feel bad because you cursed them out clean, and you probably said something about their mother and shit, like you started bugging out, talking about their partner or something, and you know, we none of us are perfect. Like, you know what I'm saying? Everything I don't think is warranted of karma. I think that God knows when you just having a bad day. But even still, like, I don't know. I can't really, I feel like that's not something I could determine. I think that's for the world to determine, you know, whether something is warranted for karma. Like, certain things is obvious that is warranted for karma, but I feel like people do things or say things that's mad unnecessary, like mad unnecessary, and like people who are like nasty 155% of the time. And it be weird too, because I know people who are nasty and then like a lot of bad things always be happening to them. I'm just thinking in my head, like, yo, if you was a nicer ass person, you probably would have way more better luck or like better opportunities, and like you're not even knowledgeable. Like, for instance, you know, my grandma taught me, you know, your attitude determines your latitude. Like, so some people have just like really poor attitudes, and it's just like, you don't notice that you still in this position because of it, because of your attitude. Like, you don't notice that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think, like, I feel like some people not even privy to the fact that they have, you know, bad karma. Like, or they just like, they're not reaching or progressing further because of how they talk or treat people. Like, I feel like some people think that, like, I don't know, like, do people know? Like, do people really know when they're being an asshole? I think some people know and some people don't. Like, sometimes you just like, I don't know. Like, do you know when you like, I think sometimes people know, but I feel like the people who are like that all the time, I don't think they know, which is sad, you know. I do believe, like, you ever met a person who's always angry? I don't think they really know that they're being like an asshole all the time. And that's unfortunate, because that's why you got bad karma on your head. And it always catches up with them. Like, let's say they, like, you'll know, like, and that's what I'm telling people, like, y'all gotta really, I always say that though, like, I try to, you know, you gotta always try to be a good person. Like, you have to, even when you don't want to, you really have to, because shit always catch up with you. And also too, it's always that one person that remembers the type of person you are, and they can help you with other opportunities. Like, they'll be like, oh, Brittany, yeah, she's mad cool, blah 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 blah. Like, people always remember things, like, no matter what. Like, so whether you was a nasty person or whether you was a nice person. Like, I remember this girl I worked with, she was always had an attitude problem. Like, so then when we left the job, she was like, oh, I need a recommendation, and blase, but didn't answer my text messages. So can you give me one? I ain't answer her text messages either, because you, bitch, you always was fucking mad. Like, I'm giving you a recommendation. Like, are you fucking dumb? Are you dumb? Dumb? And when I meet people like that, I'm just thinking in my head, like, are they really, like, the type of person that's not really knowledgeable, that they're an asshole? It just be, some people just be mad, angry, mad, miserable. And I get it. Like, life is just hard. It's really hard. Like, and some people don't really know how to cope with life and really just maneuver around this bitch. Like, but you gotta be careful. Like, you really gotta be careful. Like, I be telling people that, like, you really gotta be careful what you do, and the certain choices and decisions you make. And I've seen people do things, and like, I don't hang around those people, but I'm just like, you did what? Like, you ever, like, hear a story? Like, I've hung around people who, like, tell me they've done things, and I'm just like, ooh, like, that's not good. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Or who always just even people who are, like, really selfish. You gotta be careful with being selfish, I feel like, too, because those things will catch up with you as well. You know, you just gotta be careful out here in these streets, honey. Like, because I'm just thinking about mad stuff right now, like, as I talk about this, and I'm just like, wow. Even, you know, like I said, like, we all try. All you could do is try, because you're gonna have bad days. There's gonna be days where you fuck up, or you might curse somebody out. You be like, damn, I ain't have to do them like that, or whatever the case may be. You know, going into people's job and being nasty to somebody who just trying to make a living, karma gonna hit you right in your fucking head. But then if they being nasty too, you know, see, that's where it's like, how do I react in this situation type shit. It's hard. It's a hard pill to swallow. I believe that there's some people, like, for instance, okay, because I was gonna say the question, like, for instance, some people believe, like, Cardi B, for instance, she's a known to say she's been in gangs, and she's robbed people, and she's done all these terrible things, and people be like, how does she become Cardi B? Like, how does she get in the spotlight or whatever? So some people, those are the people who don't believe in karma or whatever the case may be. Like, when you see, like, and I have thought that too, like, damn, Cardi B used to be out here beating people up, robbing niggas, drugging people allegedly, and, you know, now she's on TV and she's at the Met Gala, and she's a celebrity, she's a star, she has money, she has a husband, she has a kid, she has a house, she has cars, and that makes people question, like, is karma real, or I could run around and do whatever the fuck I want and still make it to the top. We don't know what the fuck Cardi B go through. We don't know what goes on in that girl head, because you can make it into the celebrity life. Celebrity life ain't easy. We seeing it every single day. And you can make it into that life, and just because you're in that life, it doesn't mean that they're thriving in it. Because God will put you somewhere and you could still get a whole heap of bullshit out of it. Does that make sense? Like, that could be where your karma's gonna hit you. I don't wish bad on her or anybody. We don't even know what she has even experienced or whatever the case may be. We don't know anything. So, truthfully, no one will ever know, you know what I'm saying? It does make, things like that does make you question karma and the term bad things happen to good people and things like that, and good things happen to bad people. I don't really believe that good things happen to bad people. I mean, you see it sometimes, but I think it's a price that comes with that. Like, it's always a little, what's the word I'm thinking of? It's always something that comes along with all of that. Like, you might see somebody who really don't, doesn't deserve something, and I think a price comes with all that stuff, you know. Maybe they had their karma and God gave them a second chance. We don't know. We don't know what these people, you know, have been through. We'll never know. What else? I feel like, I'm just saying, like, you just gotta watch how you treat people. I feel like nice people sometimes get the short end of the stick. They like to call you a pushover and say, oh, you always da 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 da. But a lot of good people do get a lot of good. I don't believe that good people get a lot of bad. I think life comes with bad. Life is not easy. It's gonna come with a little bit of bad. But I think for the most part, genuinely nice people have pretty decent lives, and nasty people have pretty shitty lives, and I think that's why they're shitty. Like, for the most part, I think that, I'm not saying run around and have people walk all over you. I'm just saying, like, don't let everything get to you. Don't feel like every time somebody says something, it's a means of argument or revenge. Don't get revenge. Revenge is not your job. I think that's something we need to talk about. Like, I feel like a lot of people, like, not a lot. Do a lot of people do that? I'm not sure, but I feel like there's a market of people who feel like, oh, you did this to me, now I'm gonna do this to you. Like, yeah. Me, what I always say, I leave my little problems in God's hands. Somebody get smart with me, I'm like, you're gonna get handled, because you fucking with a child of God. Like, you're gonna get handled. Like, everything ain't a means for me to deal with. My time and energy is valuable. So I'm not about to deal with your nonsense. God gonna handle that. Like, everything is not for us to handle. Like, every time something happens, it's not a means for you to deal with it. Like, for real, like, literally, because you're too valuable. Like, yeah, some of y'all need to value your time and your energy. Like, sometimes people, I be like, oh, I can't even with you. Like, you're not even worth my time. Like, for real, like, I'm dead serious. Like, you're not even worth my energy. God gonna deal with you. You have to put some of your little problems in his hands, and you got to deal with the big. Like, for real. Like, for real. Like, everybody is not a means of your energy. Like, every single time somebody say something smart, you got to say something back. I really don't believe in that. I really feel like they gonna get handled. Like, real talk. Like, I'm a big believer, what you reap is what you sow. So, and I don't have the energy to respond to everything. Like, I don't. Like, I really, really don't. And like, and you gotta look at yourself on a certain level too. Like you gotta have a certain amount of energy, honey. Like, your energy just gotta be there. Like, you're not worth my time. Like, a lot of y'all give everybody your energy because y'all don't know your value. Like, you gotta know your value. You gotta put a freaking like on yourself. Like, you can't respond to everything. Like, y'all really look at people, some people who got something smart to say, and y'all really feel like y'all gotta respond. Like, I can't be built. I ain't built like that. Sorry. I be looking at people like, oh, girl, sounds like a personal problem. And you have to, because he's watching. When you feel like you want to run the show, God's watching. He is watching. I'm telling you. I feel like a lot of us do that. A lot of us do that. And you got to be really, really careful with that. Really, really careful. Yeah, I just want people to be really privy to that, because like I was saying in the last week's episode, a lot of things are intentional. A lot of people's getting exposed, and I feel like, you know, one of the things I didn't bring up was like, if people getting exposed like 10 years, 15 years later, like, get ahead of it now. Like, get ahead of your choices now. I'm not saying like, oh, try to be a goody two shoes. Like, we can't all be goody two shoes. Like, I know, like, I come up here, I say shit that might offend people. People don't want to hear. But all I could do is be me. All I could do is be real. But I'm just saying, like, certain stuff, you know, especially if I want to be up here on a platform and this is my podcast and I want to say stuff, I feel like, all right, so we see people getting exposed for shit that they did 10, 15 years ago. Start making the right choices, because karma's a bitch. Like, start saying today, like, all right, this person got me tight. I'm going to chill out. I'm going to put it in God's hands. Like, let's start. If you the type of person that's nasty, and I know it's hard when you're a nasty person to just not be a nasty person. But, you know, try today, you know, to just try to be a better person. Like, for real, like, real talk. Like, I feel like we got to think ahead, because it's crazy how many people getting caught up. Like, it's crazy out here. It's crazy out here. Like, real talk. Like, it's really, really crazy out here. Like, for real. For real. Like, we got to really be careful. Even I was thinking, too, when I was talking last week's episode, I was saying, oh, some people, you know, losing their jobs today, and they been wanting to see those jobs. What about people who just thought they was the shit, and they were assholes, and now they losing their job because you was an asshole? It was just your time to go. Like, you thought you was it. You thought you had money. You was everything, and now you about to lose your job. So I was just thinking that, like, try to, like, renew yourself. Like, I'm bringing this episode here to basically say, like, try to be a better person. Try to, all we can do is try. Because, like I said, this shit ain't easy. Dealing with people is one of the hardest things of life. It's just dealing with people, being a better communicator. If you're in a relationship, trying to be a great partner and things like that. If you're a parent, trying to be a good parent, you know, is one of the hardest things to do. So, just, like, now, especially, I mean, if you're already caught up in the game, you caught up in the game. But if you could try to be a better person, or try to stop being an asshole or whatever, start today. Because guess what? 5 years down the line, some shit might catch up with your ass, honey. You get what I'm saying? You don't want that smoke, because you've been through enough this year. You don't want to go through something in 2025 or 2030. Oh my gosh, 2030 sounds crazy. So that was one of the other reasons why I was like, let's talk about karma. Let's talk about what you reap is what you sow. What goes around comes around. If you caught up in some shit already, like, try to get out of it. Some karma type issue where you like, yo, I've been doing this for mad long. I gotta get out of this situation, because it might catch up with me real soon. Try to get out of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is your, what is that word? This is your sign. Like, if you in some shit and you like, this is bad karma, get the fuck out now and ask God for forgiveness. Leave now. Like, no cap. Like, just try to run out now. So yeah, if you doing anything now that you know is a little shaky, honey, try to get your ass the fuck up out that situation. I feel like prior to 2020, I could be speaking for myself. I mean, I feel like I'm speaking for a lot of people. We really be testing shit. Like, we really thought shit was cute out here. So I don't know. And we was just talking about that karma shit, like, or like, it was something else that happened. Like, that producer guy, Detail, they said he was touching girls in his studio for like 20 something years. Was it 17 years? He had a couple of sexual assault allegations on him. And nobody, you know, like, this been going on for mad long, and now it's finally catching up with him. It's like one of those things, like, also, this term could align with karma. Whatever's in the dark eventually comes to light. And shit might take real long to come to light, but it's gonna come. And when it comes, it's gonna hit hard. You feel me? Like, that's crazy that he was doing that for mad long. Like, now it's just coming out. Like, I feel like mad people getting exposed. Like it's like, yeah, your time is coming. Karma's a bitch. You gonna get caught up, motherfucker. Especially as a celebrity, that's the only karma you need. Well, it's one form of karma. It's like, you don't have to get karma where, like, I feel like regular day people might get karma where, I don't know, I don't want to say anything crazy. I don't like speaking on crazy things, but I feel like being a celebrity, you could get built up. Like, God will build you up to something so big and phenomenal. And I feel like that's a good feeling. And then your karma is to bring you down. Bring you real down to reality. So, because I heard he produced a lot of songs with a lot of major artists. So his residual checks is probably hefty, honey. Hefty. And now he might be going to jail. And it's just like, wow, like, we just gotta do better. Like, we gotta do better as people. Like, for real, for real. Like, we gotta do better. Like, for real. We really need to get it together. I don't know. It's crazy out here, y'all. It's crazy. Y'all better be careful. I just want us all to, like, really just try to start making better decisions. Like I said, we know none of us is perfect. I know me. I ain't perfect. I try to be nice, though. I do. For the most part, anybody who know me know I can be an angel. But, you know, I could fuck up here and there. I know people who fuck up here and there, and I'm always like, just chill out, chill out. But people, our egos and our prides get ahead of us, and we feel like we gotta always say something smart. Like, we always gotta do something. We always gotta retaliate. We always gotta, like, for what? For what? Who are you trying to impress? Impress yourself. Like, that's the other problem. A lot of us got big egos. Like, ugh. And pride. Pride is everything. You gotta do shit with pride, but everything ain't necessary. You feel me? Like, everything is not a means for you to react. And I think we gotta really keep that in mind. You know what I'm saying? Because I see what's going on. And even I get nervous for some people too. Like, stop. Like, chill out. Like, I don't want karma to hit nobody. Or myself. Like, I always try to think, like I said, you know, have I done anything lately? But all you could do is try. And sometimes too, what is that a question like? What I'm trying to think of? Like, can you avoid, like, what's the word I'm thinking of? Can you, like, avoid getting yourself into trouble? Like, some circumstances is not your fault. Like, you didn't have all the facts, but now you doing some fucked up shit. But once you get all the facts, in hindsight, you're supposed to leave. Once you get all the facts in order. Because sometimes you might fall into some shit that is not good, but you didn't know all the facts. But it's your choice to stay there. Or to stay in the situation, or whatever the case may be. You might end up in a fucking, some shit you be knowing. Like, stop. I don't know. This episode might be a little short this week because I feel like it was a straight shooter, like straight to the point. But it was something I wanted to talk about. Because when we was getting into the topic, I was just like, damn, this is a good topic. And I feel like a lot of people, like I said in the beginning, you know, was not privy to it. Like, the shit you doing, like the way you behave. Because there's a lot of people who assholes and who nasty. And I feel like somebody has told them, like, you have an attitude problem. And they kind of just like, or you do this, that, the third, and the other. And they kind of just like, they listen, but they brush it off. Like, if you heard that shit more than 3 times, you need to, like, figure out how you're going to fix it. And if you choose not to, and it's not even about just being an asshole. If you're doing some shit you're not supposed to be doing, and you know you're not supposed to be doing it, And even too, I don't know if I got hood listeners, like, get out the streets, yo. I don't know why that just made me laugh. Get out the streets, yo. That ass. Like, if you doing some shit you don't need to be doing, get out. Because karma's a bitch. And you don't want no shit catching up with you. Or catching up with the people around you. Sometimes karma hit you with the people around you. Like, if you fuck with me, like, that ass, like, you really shouldn't be in no bullshit. Because I don't want your karma coming to me. Lord, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. Okay. But, yeah. This episode is relatively short. Because this is something so easy for me to talk about, honestly. Like, I could talk about this all day. Like, it was so easy. It came so effortlessly. And I was thinking about it all week because I think we had this topic. We talked about this. Me and Femi had talked about this over the weekend. Last weekend. Or whatever. But I still ended up talking about 2020. And yeah. Just make sure you guys, if you're watching on YouTube, if you don't watch on YouTube, go on YouTube, go to Britt Says, hit the subscribe button, hit the post notification bells. If you stream, make sure you like, comment, and review. And yeah, coming to you every week. Talk to me, noise. And yeah, it's just thank you for tuning in. I see I get a little less views, but I've been getting streams, so people like to listen. I like to listen to podcasts too. I like to listen to podcasts like when I cook and when I'm like, I like to watch those too because I watch podcasts on YouTube. So I don't know. It depends. Certain people don't film. So, or maybe they do. I'm gonna look into that. To see if like some of the podcasts that I listen to, do they actually film. So yeah, y'all. I'm here. And I will see you guys next week.